I wanted to share a video about 2 squirrel-proof bird feeders that I have. This first one here I built out of scrap materials. On the bottom here, I believe this was a piece of pressure treated 3/4 inch plywood. There's some 2x4s, some scrap T111, just bits and pieces I had in the garage left over. I made a little bird feeder house out of it. So I thought I would share this, talk about how I built it. Birds really enjoy it a lot. Take a look at the end here. I got a little cardinal there, male cardinal. And on the other side, I got the female cardinal. Little birds I found up at Michael's. Painted them red and brown like a male and female cardinal and just kind of nailed them on. You can see there's a T111 piece. Just bits and pieces of scrap that I had left over. And I have a little tray. I put these bolts a little bit loose right now, but just as a stand to keep the tray up a little bit off the bottom. And what that does is when we have these thunderstorms, it keeps the bird food from getting wet. And I've also learned something about feeding birds. I'm using just plain old ordinary sunflower seed, because I find that the birds tend to waste the other mixed seed, and they pick out the sunflower seeds and crack them open. They seem to prefer them, so I just buy the sunflower seed only. The birds really like this thing. They come in here and it gives them a little bit of cover, because around here we have a lot of hawks, so it gives them a little cover. They get up under there and they eat, and they're not quite as nervous about something swooping down and getting them. And then the top, made the roof out of this is shingle starter strips, and I just got a roll of it and cut it and nailed it on. And now that the heat's gotten to it, they're all stuck down, so the thing stays pretty dry. This bottom piece here is starting to delaminate just a little bit. I kind of figured that would happen. I put quite a bit of paint on it when I first built it, but I guess I've had this for 2-3 years now. And so I was having some problem with squirrels, of course. So I addressed that with a 15-mile fence charger that I got from Tractor Supply. And I wired this thing up in such a way that get some vertical wires there on the insulators all the way around it. And so one wire will be the ground. For example, maybe this wire would be a ground, and then the next wire is hot, and then ground, and then hot, and so on all the way around. And it's very effective. I'm not bothered by any squirrels, and it doesn't kill them. It's just they try to come up this post, they get bit, and they take off and they don't come back, because they would sit up here and just eat and eat and eat all my food. So I decided I wouldn't be feeding squirrels, I wanted to feed birds. So let me back up a little bit and we'll get a better look of it. Now see, one thing you want to do when you have a bird feeder that you want to have squirrel proof, you're going to have to do something like this with the electric fence. But the other thing you got to do is you got to make certain that you don't have anything close to it that they can jump over. And so that's the closest tree that I have to it. And I also got over here, I got a trellis, and so that's a pretty far distance, so I haven't had any trouble with them jumping over to it. But even with the electric fence, if you have it too close to a tree, all they're going to do is jump over to it. So you got to have, you know, some distance between the feeder and anything they can climb up on and jump over. Okay, now I'm going to show you a store-bought squirrel-proof feeder that I found to be very effective. Here again, it has to be a good distance from anything because they can jump over to it. This feeder here was given to me And it's a very simple design. You have a post that goes into the ground, and then I'm going to squat down here so you can see that the pole goes up inside, and there's a cavity up inside here. So what I find that the squirrels do is they come up the post and they go up inside that cavity. There's really nothing for them to do. They can't go anywhere, so they generally just come back down and forget about it. The other thing I've seen them do is they'll come up here on this post, and then they'll try to reach up here and grab hold of this pin so they can get to the food that way. Problem is, this distance here is too long, and they can't reach up there and grab hold of it. So I've had this feeder for quite a while, and I've had no squirrels on it. You just add the food by lifting this top off. And then, you know, of course, with feeders, a lot of times the food will get wet and you have to clean it out. But with this particular feeder here, I have not been having any problems with the food getting wet. As you can see, we've been having a lot of rain, but if you look in here, you can see the food's dry. And it never gets wet, which I'm kind of surprised, because most all the feeders I've had before, the food gets wet and then it starts to sprout, grow, and it's a mess. So that's the store-bought version, and to me, over the years, I've tried a lot of different kinds. It's the most effective squirrel-proof feeder I've had. Okay, we'll take one more look at this over here. Let me get another shot of it, and I'll show you the black wire there is actually the power that goes down. I got it plugged into an outside extension cord, and I had it laying across the grass, and the grass is actually just knitted over. And I can actually take the mower and just run right over it now without it cutting the wire. And you see it comes out and have it going through underneath the bush to a power outlet. So I started out with a lower power one. It was actually a 5-mile fence charger, same brand, and it wasn't doing the job. Squirrels were just going right through it without even getting bit. So I went back and got a more powerful one. It's a 15-mile fence charger, and it's got 0.9 joules stored. And you can see it has a little light to let you know that the fence is alright. So the light blinks as it pulses. And if the fence becomes shorted, that light won't light up anymore and let you know you have a problem with your fence. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. Leave a comment if you like. Okay, thanks for watching.